Now that everyone has calmed down about nightly rendezvous, I can finally talk about it. I know it's a running joke about Xavier and Charlie, the bread man, but I actually want to focus on the relationship stage, and also turning point in MC's relationship with Xavier. We all know that possessiveness is one of Xavier's traits, but what the card focuses on is the recent flare-up. This card walks us through the transition to the next stage of MC and Xavier's relationship, which showcases Xavier's desire, bordering strong desire, called greed. It's obvious that Xavier wants more in their relationship, but typically settles for less out of respect for what MC is willing to give. This is a recurring theme in all his cards, thus all the pretending we endure. Xavier is very much an I want to show you off man, and have no reservations about PDA. If you follow his cards, you may have noticed that once their first kiss was initiated, and their relationship is mutually understood, Xavier is very handsy and would kiss MC out in the open. Side note, we're not at mouth kiss phase yet in For Star's Tender Moments cards. The recent Promise card barely gave us a forehead kiss. Going back to Misty silhouette, considering that Xavier have settled for MC's quick solutions whenever he got jealous, probably more times than the card is showing, it is not a surprise that the simmering desires he had been suppressing are overflowing. He even stopped their makeout session, because they had to wake up early the next morning. Who moves their relationship forward, however, is actually MC. MC's communication in this card is top-notch. Once she noticed the flare-ups, she addressed it with Xavier by asking, "Have you noticed how your mood swings are becoming more frequent?" Please note that Xavier doesn't get defensive, nor does he not show no remorse. He asked, "You don't like it?" Tone is very important here because he didn't come across upset. If anything, he sounded a bit sad, which helps that MC responded, "I know how to cheer you up, so it's alright." Xavier himself has noted that he doesn't know why he's acting up. MC asked again later when Charlie invited them out. "You acted like this before, but I feel like it's happening more frequently. What do you think?" When Xavier responded, "Do you want me to go back to how I was before?" MC clarified, "I want to understand what changed you." These clear statements show that MC isn't judging Xavier for his behavior. MC once again opened the floor for Xavier to tell her what's going on. Obviously Xavier dodged the question by trimming the plant, but MC didn't drop the topic and kicked him instead. Xavier did well in holding back because even though it's clear he was upset, he was never once rough with MC. By the end of the card, we know this man was just thirsty, to which I would like to pause for a moment here to look at where they are in their relationship. Their trope is colleague to lovers and very much captured a situationship. Where we are, they are in an established exclusive relationship, especially since Xavier verbalized as "I like you." Based on the card itself, Xavier was changing clothes in MC's place, so they are at each other's place just as often as before and to the point he has his clothes there. In fact, it's made known in the card that Xavier was given free access to her place with his fingerprint. However, we don't know how clear their communication was and we don't know how often MC have verbalized any of her feelings to Xavier. Based on previous cards, MC wasn't as forward as Xavier with her feelings, and usually told him how she felt when she's drunk. This had slowly changed as their relationship progressed, but never as obviously as in this card. Other times, she say things as though she was ready to let Xavier leave her, and each time he would assure her he wouldn't leave. But I think it came as a result of Xavier's plea after the kindled moment, "Don't go." And if accompanied with the description his longing as clear as day, it showed that Xavier has his insecurities. He had mentioned before in the WIW event that he was afraid MC would find him boring. MC also left him in the Cat Butler card. In this card, he didn't outright say it, but he did show enough to let us know. He probably was afraid MC would leave him for being childish. I also think this man has an identity crisis after living so many years with different identities, and very recently losing to Lumiere, because he was constantly asking about his need to change. During the aftercare, their pillow talk, MC addressed all Xavier's concerns in the most clear way possible. She would never leave him, though that could change if she has work because we know MC is a workaholic. After their night, Xavier was feeling a lot better. We knew he was insecure and thirsty, but what was really sweet was his letter to MC. Again, he asked MC if he could remain the current Xavier. I think where we are at the end of the card is that Xavier is MC's safe space and MC is Xavier's safe space. I expect future cards to have more open communication based on the development of this card. This turned into a rambling about Xavier instead of real focus on their relationship, so if you stuck around this long, thanks.